Well, I'll tell you, no question, he's in our Ohio State Medical School, and he was thrilled to be our honorary captain, a guy that played in 50 games here at Ohio State, and he did a great job talking to our young men.
Hypothetically speaking, Coach, if you were to run the football maybe in the first couple of plays, who knows what would have happened, but you come out and you spread it out and you throw the ball, the plan.
Well, we really did. We wanted to spread the field out, and then, of course, we went to the punt fake we've been working on all week long, or really been working on for 4 or 5 weeks, and Donnie Nicky did a great job. I think it was A.J. Hawk that did the trap block there, and that was a big field position game for us, and that was outstanding.
Donnie Nicky averaging 28 yards per carry. You might want to look at that.
That's right.
First down and off you go. Michael Jenkins, nice reception.
It sure was. Good pass protection. The key, we always say to the passing game is pass protection, and I thought it was excellent all day long. And this, to me, may be one of the biggest plays of the game. Andy Groom just took a little bit off. He's got that lightning foot, and it's hard for him sometimes to do those pooches, and there we are. They've got to start 7-yard line. We're going to end up with great field position.
Special teams not only makes great plays, but they make plays like that may go unnoticed, but as you call it, one of the big plays, field position, so important.
Well, no doubt. It gives confidence to that defensive unit. There you see Michael Doss putting a hit on the run game. Offenses might need to be a little bit more conservative, and all of a sudden things are flowing and we get the football back on our end.
You get Matt Wilhelm also getting fired up to make another hit. Same guy, Washington.
Matt Wilhelm has a great ability to diagnose plays, and he went in behind those counter pull guards there and came up with a big play, and now they got to give it back to us.
He makes a number of fourth down plays as well, as we've noticed over the last couple of weeks. Washington State, Cincinnati. But back on offense, as you mentioned, Craig Krenzel up top finds his little outlet guy, Maurice Claret.
Well, that's right. He was looking up the field at the primaries, and nothing was there, so he hit it down to Maurice Claret, and here we are, first down.
First down from the 13-yard line, and 3 carries from the 13, and all Maurice Claret, showing the power game. What an asset to have a guy who can have the speed to the outside and then bowl it up the middle.
He loves to have contact. He loves to get his pads under the other people, and I think he was excited to be back in the game, and because even a guy like Maurice doesn't like having injuries, and I think it felt good getting back in the end zone. He was a happy guy.
In for the touchdown and into pay dirt for the first drive. Actually, first quarter, I should say. Last week didn't get in on the first drive, didn't get in the first quarter, but you made it in there to start this game, 7-0.
Well, here we are back on defense, and it's all about putting pressure on the quarterback, and protection's the key. And there you see Simon Frazier, C. Grant getting after him and forcing them to go for the field goal. And they've got an excellent field goal kicker. I think that was a 49-yarder.
It certainly was, straight through the uprights. And it's a 7-3 game at this point. We're in the second quarter. Up top again on offense, Michael Jenkins again on the receiving end. Did you see something in the middle of the field today?
Well, the thing was we hadn't shown a whole bunch of 5 wides, and we knew that they probably wouldn't come in with a whole bunch of adjustments to it. And we feel confident in the guys that can run and catch and throw and protect, and there we are right there. Brought in our jumbo. We went from 5 wides on one play to jumbo on the next, and that's the nature of college football. You want to be able to do all the different things.
The touchdowns for Maurice Claret are moving towards the jumbo category. He's got 10 on the season after this game. Pressure again.
Again, pressure. This time it's Darian Scott, Kenny Peterson, and our defensive front, I think, does a great job of putting pressure, and it gives us a chance to play a little more snug in the secondary at times, and that's darn important.
3rd and 15. Tough play here, but threaded the needle here for a 17-yard touchdown.
He had guys hanging all over him, but you have to give the quarterback credit for putting it in there, and that's something that obviously we want to head to perfection. We hate seeing them getting back into our end zone. There you see Chris Gamble. I'll tell you what, he gets his hands on the ball. That was a 1st down and 20 situation, and he made 22 yards. A little what we call a jailbreak screen, anticipating blitz, and we got it out to a guy that can run.
1st down, an exciting play. Now you get it to Vance.
I think we've got darn good receivers. When you put 3 guys out like Chris Vance, Chris Gamble, Michael Jenkins, Drew Carter, Bam Childers, you've got some guys that can threaten, and when you get good protection and good decisions from the quarterback like we have here, you have a chance to make some plays. There you see, I'm not sure who that one was. Was that Michael Jenkins again coming up with the big catch, and they were excited to be this part of the game plan. And our goal is to rush for 200 and throw for 250, and that's what we want to shoot for.
Again in the middle of the field, and another rush, and a tough one here. Maurice Claret into the end zone.
Well, he did a heck of a job getting the football in there. Things were bottled up inside, and he does have that speed to get back outside.
21-10, that is the halftime count. Nice way to come back out. You talk about Big Ten football, you talk about rushing it with power. Nice to see two backs in their backfield for a change. You faced the spread so much.
Well, that's right. Our defensive guys, I think we're looking forward to scrumming it up a little bit with them from that standpoint. And that was a good physical football game for us to play. Obviously, we're going to need to take it up a notch as we go further along in the Big Ten, but I think it was a good start for us, and we're going to keep learning from it.
The guys alluded to that after the game. This was a team last year. Indiana prides itself on being physical, and this was the most physical up front offensively that they had faced. So they knew what they were getting into and wanted to give a little back.
Well, I think that's right, and you're going to have to play against all shapes and sizes and styles, and now we've had a chance to play against a couple different ones.
Did you see something in the middle of the field? We talked about where you pick them apart offensively, and you get to Jenkins. Obviously you're getting it to the guys who can make plays. That's important, but you're finding them in spots where they can make plays in the middle of the field today.
Well, they had young linebackers, and their linebackers were really geared up with their thoughts and so forth that they were going to be up stopping the run, and playing the complete package as a linebacker is difficult. You're a run guy, you're a pass guy, you have to handle blitzes and so forth. So we thought that some of the things, and quite honestly, Craig Krenzel called most of the routes. We called the formation, and he saw how they lined up, and he decided where to go.
21-10 after the first 30 minutes. We're back with second half highlights, and you go into the half with a nice modified 2-minute drill. You get the momentum moving in your direction, and that beats the alternative that it could have been.
Well, really, going in 21-10 and 14-10 are two different things, and the neat thing about it, too, was we knew we were going to have the football to start the second half, so we felt like we could really put a 14-point swing on it if we do our job.
And the job you did was excellent, because you have a string right now of consecutive drives ending in points. And we'll talk about that as the Bucks put some more on the board. Offensively, you go back on the ground game and really get after them physically.
No, they hadn't done much blitzing until late in the second quarter, and they came out the second half and blitzed a little bit, and I think we hurt them with the run. They went the first quarter and a half without blitzing, and I think it was perhaps the thing to do, but here we go. We're pounding Maurice Claret in there. The offensive line starting in the middle with Alex Stepanovich and Bryce Bishop and Adrian Clark and Robbie Sims and Shane Olivier. They were just knocking holes in it, and then after pounding them a few times, give the ball to Chris Gamble, and he can sure make plays happen. Looks like he's kind of coasting there, but that was his first collegiate touchdown.
He was coasting, and we asked him after the game, and he thought, no way does my first touchdown come on the ground. But sure enough, 40-plus yards. He takes it in on the reverse. First reverse of the year, too, for the Bucks. And 28-10 is the count now, and defense holds again.
He stopped the trap. That trap hit us for about 12 yards in the first half, and we made the adjustment, came back, stopped them, and went after him with the punt block team. And it was Dustin Fox, did a great job running in, took it right off his foot, and we've got the ball inside the 20.
Field possession once again. This a direct result of a special teams play, but field position, short field for the last 2 or 3 drives, and this is going to lead to a drive that your 4th straight possession ends in points.
Well, it's a good job. We changed our protection a little bit there and did a little bit of a sprint out, and Chris Vance was at the spot he was supposed to be. Craig Krenzel found him, and we got a first down. We ran the ball on first down and then didn't make much, so we went to the spread, which is a little bit unusual for us to do on second down on the goal line. But, again, we want to give people different things to think about, and nice read by Craig Krenzel, good protection, and Mike Jenkins for the TD.
They've got their goal line defense in there and can't chase the jump ball, so it's 35-10, and down the middle once again, and Gamble once again.
Well, again, this was a call by Craig Krenzel. We gave him the formation and the pass protection, and we let him call the routes, and he did a heck of a job doing that. Same thing here. This time it's a blitz, and did a good job stepping up. And if he'll make decisions like that, that's the key to playing quarterback, is making good decisions. And when Craig is doing that, we can be a good football team.
Certainly didn't hurt you there, nor has Mike Nugent at all this season. This from 51 yards, his record.
Well, and that looked like that could have made it from quite some distance. And Mike Nugent is an outstanding kicker who works hard at his trade, and I think he'll keep getting better. 5
straight possessions end in points for the Bucks. You like to have it rolling in that direction, and once again, defensively just swarming.
Well, I'll tell you what, they tried to come at us on a 3rd down and 3 right at us, and we stopped them pretty good. Here they come out again with a little bit of a rollout, and there's Matt Wilhelm on 4th down stopping them, and that was a huge stop at that point, and I think that gave our defense a heck of a lot of confidence. And feeling that they wanted to finish the job.
No receivers anywhere, and a fun day as the players talk, because you get guys like Scott McMullen into the game.
I think Scott was like 7 for 7 passing, and Reggie Arden, who I wouldn't think was going to be one of the leading receivers in the ball game, ended up, I think, catching about 3 balls in a row, and they really weren't all designed to him, but Scott McMullen did a good job reading there. He found him on a slant route out of the empty backfield, and you know, Reggie did a good job catching the ball, but don't lose sight of the protection.
Same game plan that you had with the first team, though, so Ben Hartsock's wondering why Craig Krenzel didn't find him all day.
Well, that's right, but there's Maurice Hall going down the field, and it was good to see him get back in the flow. He had 5 good carries today and did a good job. Block O had their first day, and they were in unison as well.
Yep, and here you go up top. McMullen, nice touch. Mr. Jenkins.
Tell you what, that was a great throw. There was a blitz. They had one more guy coming than we could protect. Scott stood in there and threw it up in, and Michael Jenkins made the big play.
Again, a drive that ends in points. It's 45-10 at this point. The Bucks rolling. Second team in. You mentioned 5 or 6 freshmen in on defense at this point.
Well, that's right. And I think that was Simon Frazier that time that blocked the pass, a true sophomore, and a bunch of guys, David Thompson, the old veteran, in there with them, congratulating them. And here they did a nice job. We were blitzing, and they crisscrossed us a little bit and picked off our receivers. And you know, to our defenders, to their credit, they end up with the touchdown.
Courtney Roby in for the touchdown. That would eventually be the final score in the game, 45-17. But Jaja Riley not without his say.
Well, it's good to see Jaja in there. He's been working hard, coming off some medical difficulties and so forth. And Jaja's a good football player. Here we had a little pass. We were trying to get it back out to the tight end there, and Scott McMullen ended up catching his own pass. That made him 7 for 7, though.
Yeah, he'll go down in the stats right there. He didn't want to drop it.
That's right.
Ruin his perfect streak. But a 45-17 win. Shake hands with Coach Jerry DiNardo, and you come off 1-0 in the Big Ten, which was the original goal there.